Health is not just about adding years to life. It is also about adding life to your years. Welcome to Talk Health, where we have honest conversations about the things that make us grow, thrive, and enjoy life. From nutrition to fitness, from disease prevention to mental health, we're going to be exploring all the topics that matter to you and your loved ones. I am Nerat-Dagwi, and this is Talk Health. It's World Blood Donors Day, celebrated every 14th June worldwide. It's a day set aside by the World Health Organization to thank those who donate blood and to remind us why blood donation is important. Just 10 minutes of your time and 1 pint of blood can save up to 3 people, be it surgeries, accident victims, or mothers in labor. The theme for this year is Give Blood, Give Hope. Together, we save lives. And I'm not going to be doing this alone. We have with us in the studio the registrar from the Department of Hematology and Blood Transfusion here from the Jos University Teaching Hospital, Dr. Gopep Kichime James. It's wonderful to have you with us, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here. Good morning, Nerat. Good morning, viewer.
Welcome. So generally, we have an idea of what blood donation and blood transfusion is. But can you walk us through the process, the whole procedure for blood donation from when the person comes into the hospital up until the last moment?
All right, thank you very much for this question. Blood donation is a straightforward, well-organized procedure. It is guided by so many principles. First, when you walk into a blood bank, you are counseled by a healthcare professional who gives you the tips on what you're going to experience while donating blood. First, there is a counseling, and then a health questionnaire will be given to you, which you're going to fill. You fill your biodata, you fill any health challenge you have, and then your vitals will also be taken. So we take your pulse rate, we take your blood pressure, we also put into consideration your weight and your height. And then we take your blood samples for doing a PCV, which means we measure the quantity of blood you have in your body, and that gives us an idea whether you are eligible to donate the blood. And after which, other investigations like screening are done, and then after passing all these screening tests, your blood is taken from you and then processed, and it's given to the patient that needs that transfusion. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing that. I had no idea that a counseling is done before, the blood is taken. I have a question. I think it is on everybody's minds. Blood donation is free, but why do the patients have to pay to get the blood?
Yes, blood donation is free, and issuing out blood is also free. But you see, once we get all this blood, we screen the blood. We have what we call consumables that we use to screen the blood. Okay. And this is a technical, scientific process. So we need those things to continue to supply blood to the blood bank. So if we use one consumable, a pack of tests for a patient, that pack needs to be replaced for another patient to benefit from. So what the beneficiary or the recipient pay is not payment for the blood, but payment for the things used to get the blood ready for the recipient.
Oh, wonderful. So you can hear that, viewer. You are not actually paying for the blood. You are paying for the consumables and all the tests that are required to be conducted on that blood to make sure that it is safe and, it is safe for the patient to be able to use. Now, moving on, definitely we are in Africa, and there are different myths that surround, blood transfusion. In fact, there are some people of faith who don't believe in blood transfusion. We've come across them once in a while. What do you think that some of the biggest myths surrounding blood transfusion is?
I think the most popular myth is the one that people think going into the blood bank, once your blood is taken to be transfused to another person, a part of you leaves you.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of the biggest myths. And as you said, other religions too believe that blood transfusion, it's not a thing to be done based on their faith. So that is another myth. And then people also think the process itself can make you sick and you can contract infections and all that. As I said earlier,
Yes.
this process is a scientific process that the failure rate is very minimal. So contacting infection and getting other health challenges because you're donating is a wrong perception. However, we need to look at donation as giving blood to somebody who needs the blood, and you have advantage as a donor.
Yes.
Also, once you give out your blood to a recipient, you also have advantage of trying to stimulate your bone marrow.
Okay.
The bone marrow is just like an engine, let me use that word, that produces blood. So once your blood is short in the circulation, your bone marrow tends to compensate, and that helps you to build more newer blood in your system, and that gives you more strength, and you become healthier.
Okay, so it's not only advantageous for the person receiving the blood.
Yes,
So even if you are
definitely.
donating, you also have health benefits for that.
Exactly.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know that people have said there is the myth about your life, some part of your life leaving you. I mean,
Yes.
since they said life is in the blood, don't you think that this is a valid argument?
Yes, as you said, it's a myth. Everybody is free to believe whatever he feels like. But these things are scientifically proven. So, and that is why we encourage people to donate. You have the benefits and you're helping another person to gain from whatever you're doing. So this is just a belief. And we
Okay.
try to disabuse the mind of people who think donating blood um, gets the part of your body
Yeah.
out.
And causes sickness as well.
Yes.
So what do you think is the best way for us to change people's minds about, all these myths of donating blood, you'll be sick, parts of your life is leaving you, and all of those?
I think, firstly, what is missing here is misinformation, and then lack of creating proper awareness.
Okay.
If people are aware of what all these things we just explained, I think their minds will be disabused towards believing all these myths around. So we need to encourage people. We need to create more awareness.
Okay.
We need to find a way, like we're doing. This is a media house.
Yes.
Find a way of getting out to the public to understand the importance of blood donation. I think by doing that, we are going to go a long way in having bloods in our blood banks in the hospitals.
All right. You have heard it from Dr. Gopep. We are trying to create awareness so that more people will be involved in donating blood for the greater good. Now that we understand what, blood donation is, what it requires, and even how it is advantageous to us, I'd like to know, why is June 14th, today specifically, why is it important to celebrate Blood Donors Day across the globe?
Yes, June 14th, it's just to mark the birthday of a great scientist
Okay.
who is called Carl Landsteiner, who was born in 1868.
Okay.
And he was recognized in 1930, and he had a Nobel Prize for discovering what we call ABO blood group system.
Okay.
So it's on the basis of that that we are able to categorize patient into having blood group A, blood group B, some people AB and O. So this is simply scientifically proven based on the presence of some protein or some markers on the red blood cell of the individual. Okay. So once you are blood group A, it is expected that you have a certain protein or marker on the red blood cell, and
Yes.
that categorizes you. So it's just a mark of respect to a great scientist who
Yes.
discovered the blood group ABO system.
Oh, wow, I think that is very wonderful. I thought sometimes, they just pick random dates and, give the date to celebrate, but this is wonderful. This is really amazing to know. So we're commemorating somebody that, made advancements in medicine at the time. So this year's focus is Give Blood, Give Hope, Together We Save Lives. Why is this important?
Well, I think this year's theme is one drop of humanity.
Okay, one drop of
One drop of humanity, give blood, save life.
Save lives.
One drop of humanity, give blood, save life.
Lives. Okay.
And that theme was chosen because blood is just like a service. As we said earlier, you cannot pay enough for blood.
True.
So giving your blood, being a donor, a regular donor, makes you a hero. So you give blood, you save life of individuals you don't even know.
Yes.
So that is why giving blood means a service to humanity that can never be paid for.
Yes.
So that is where the backbone of the team for this year is.
Oh, wonderful. That's amazing. So, like, on the global scale, how well will you say Nigeria is doing? Like, how is Nigeria ranking when it comes to blood donation?
Yes, when it comes to blood donation, I do not have a specific statistics. However, Nigeria is a developing country, as we
Yes.
know, compared to other developed countries, in which we are trying as much as possible to meet up with them as international best practice.
Yes.
Yes, so Nigeria, I would say we depend solely on family donation, replacement donation, and other things. Because of lack of awareness, people don't come to donate. So most times, when you find yourself in the hospitals, it's either there's no blood,
Yes.
and then people think, as we said, hospital sells blood,
Yes.
and which means that is not the case.
Yeah.
But in developed world, where people are enlightened, more than 90% of people in the developed world are enlightened.
Yes.
So giving blood becomes part of them. So you hardly go into hospital in developed world
Yes.
where you will not see blood available.
So
But
there's
we
always
have a
blood in
lot
the
of
blood bank.
challenges. Yes, there should be blood in
The
blood bank
bank.
all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have raised an important point, and I think that we have been hammering on it, awareness. So awareness goes a long way to making blood available in the blood banks.
Yeah.
Are there organizations in Nigeria that focus on this?
Well, no, none that I'm aware,
Okay.
but we have individuals who are in support of the process of blood donation, who sponsor some of the activities. They sponsor some of the things we use to go out there to do a blood drive.
Okay.
We go to schools, we go to churches, we talk to people, and then at times we even go to the market, we talk to people, and we convince them to see the need to donate. So individuals can give out support from time to time, but also the government has a blood transfusion service
Okay.
that sustains most of the tertiary hospitals
Yes.
in the country. So that service, it's run by the government, it's an agency. So we have blood supply, but most times we have shortage of these things, and then we cannot cope with the growing population of the country.
Okay,
Yes.
so more can definitely be done.
More can be done, actually.
All right, well, I've been talking about blood donation and transfusion for the past few minutes, and we have come to the understanding that more can be done in creating awareness in Nigeria and the level of awareness that people have. We have also established that awareness plays a very vital role in encouraging people to donate blood. Now, speaking of Nigeria, in a sad turn of events, sometime in 2024, we had a terrible event at the All Saints Academy in Busabuji where a school collapsed with the students inside. It was a really terrible accident, and at that period, there was a call for people to donate blood. So I'd like to find out, were you in Jos at the time? Were you involved in this call for donations for people? What was your experience during that period?
All right, thank you. It was actually a very overwhelming experience, because the bank was depleted completely because we had a number of casualties, people who needed transfusion just there and then to get better. But we had to go extra mile.
Yes.
We call on people, we use the social media, we use phone calls, we use other people around, and other non-governmental organizations also came,
Yes.
supporting us with ambulances and all that. But I must say that the blood bank then was overwhelmed. And this thing should not happen again, because if only we have blood available in the blood banks all the
Yes.
time, we wouldn't be calling on people to come and donate when emergencies like that come up. Yes.
Well, what would you say the turnout was like for people that came to donate?
Well, people actually came out. As I said, the things we're using, the consumables we're using,
Yes.
even got exhausted, that we had to be getting them, from time to time to meet up with the demand in the hospital then. So people really supported.
Oh, wonderful. I
Yes.
remember my sister, she went to donate, and the donation, she said when she got there, the donation line was very long. So
Actually.
people were actually very responsive to donate. Well, I remember I tried to donate. I've tried to donate on 2 different occasions, but sadly, I was rejected. And I just want to know, well, they had told me that my blood count was low, and I think I was treating malaria at the time. I can't remember clearly. So what qualifies someone to be able to donate blood?
Okay, as I said earlier on, you know, when you walk into the blood bank, your vitals are taken. From your vitals, if there is anything, if your vitals doesn't qualify you, then you are not picked to donate. And after that, your weight is taken. It is expected that you have to weigh 50 kg or above for
Okay.
you to be able to donate.
Donate.
And then we expect that you have to be aged between 18 and 65. But with the exception of females, we know they undergo physiological shedding of blood every
Yes,
month.
yes.
So women above 50 can be exempted, but
Okay.
below 50 can donate. And once they are menstruating, they cannot donate.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So are there like blood groups that are, more prone to being okay, you cannot donate, or are there blood groups that okay, they can actually donate more?
All the blood groups can donate.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So there's
You
there's this mathematics of okay, who is a universal donor and who is a universal recipient. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the concept of universal donor over time, what we used to know before now is the blood group O seems to be the universal donor because a blood group A, blood group B, AB can take from blood group O.
Yes.
But this time around, we have some other antigens that are implicated. And that's the more reason why it's not just about grouping. We do after grouping, before we issue out the blood for the recipient, we do a cross match too. So
Okay.
to see, you can be of the same blood group, but you have other antigens that can be there in your blood that can react with the recipient's blood.
Oh, really?
So, and in that situation, the blood cannot be issued out. So, the concept of blood, universal blood donor,
Yes.
universal O negative seems to be more suitable because they do not have a certain rhesus antigen
Okay.
on the red blood cell.
Yes.
So they are termed universal now, but studies are ongoing
Yes.
to check to see why or if there are anything that can make somebody to be a universal donor. But for convenience and then for safety,
Yes.
it's better you have a blood that is from a same blood group with the recipient.
Recipient, yes.
If you're a donor, if you have a blood group A,
Yes.
it is safe to give your blood to a recipient who is blood group A too.
All right. So like I was saying, I was rejected from donating blood because I had low blood count. And in fact, it's surprising to know that this person, the person that was supposed to be the recipient, is of the same blood group. So for somebody that wants to donate but cannot donate, like in the case of low blood count, what do you think can be done to increase the blood count to be able to qualify them to donate?
Yes, I think, as I said earlier, for you to be eligible to donate, your weight must be 50 kg. An average 70 kg man is supposed to, on the average, is supposed to have about 4.5 to 5 liters of blood in circulation.
Okay.
So giving 1 unit means taking like half, taking 500 mils
Okay.
from that individual. So
Yes.
taking from 5, taking half may not change anything. And that's why we encourage people to come and donate, because it won't change anything. It won't get, it won't get you anemic.
Yes.
You won't come down with problem because
Yes.
you're donating. But blood development or synthesis comes
Yes.
from what you eat,
Okay.
the kind of food you eat. You need to have, but your blood volume goes with your weight
Okay.
and some of the activities you do. So as I said, for women, most times it's their blood level is not the same all through the month.
Yes.
Because they have physiologic process that is going on in them.
Yes.
Yes.
It's all right. So we can see that it is important for you to eat healthy and also to maintain a good, exercise routine. Now, as we conclude, what is it that you want someone who has never donated blood to always remember?
Okay, I would want somebody that has never donated blood
Yes.
to disabuse his or her mind from the myths circulating around.
Okay.
Blood donation is very safe. It's safe for everybody. You stand to gain the advantage, and whoever you're donating to also has an advantage. So blood donation should be a service to humanity.
Yes.
Should be something that everybody should be encouraged. Once you're eligible to donate, I encourage you to just go out there, go to any hospital, walk
Yeah.
into the blood bank. You'll
Yes.
be cancelled, you'll be screened, and your blood taken. You wouldn't know whose life you may save. It may be
Yes.
your brothers, it may be a total stranger, and that is humanity.
All right, thank you very much. I believe that the next step to take if you are considering donation is to walk into any hospital and you will be counseled and taken on the next steps. That is the much that we can take for today. A very big thank you to Dr. Gopep for discussing with us about the benefits of blood donation and transfusion, how to go about it, and why it is important for everyone to donate. I am Nerat-Dagwi. Thank you for watching. I want you to stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you again in the next edition. Goodbye.